There's an angle to the Hillary Clinton's health story that I've not really discussed, which many people in our audience want me to discuss, but not necessarily for the same reason. I'll explain. The backstory is that over the weekend, what was a sort of underground, in a way, or catacombs-based conspiracy theory about Hillary Clinton's health went mainstream because of this incident she had at a 9/11 memorial on Sunday in New York City, where she was seen being put into a vehicle, really not under any of her own power, by Secret Service agents or whoever was involved there. And then speculation raged. Ultimately, we were told that this was a case of pneumonia that she has that started on Friday. There are some people in our audience who have been emailing me saying, David, there's crazy, crazy left-wingers who are turning a story that is objectively about a candidate's health into a story about sexism, gender, and misogyny by saying Hillary's health is being treated differently because she's a woman, and you have to call those people out. But there are other people who emailed me and said, David, do you see what's going on? The Hillary's health story is sexist. Tons of other U.S. presidents have been ill before and during their presidencies. They weren't being attacked in this way because when a woman feels faint, she is too weak to be president. But when a man feels faint or throws up on another politician or whatever it is, it's no big deal. So let's break this down in pieces. First of all, are the stories being told about male presidents true? Well, many of them are. I'll put up on the screen for you a list of some of the incidents that are being mentioned here. Medical incidents involving U.S. presidents. President Franklin Pierce fainted twice and did have his testicles crushed. I don't remember anyone saying he was unfit to be president. In 1908, President Teddy Roosevelt was blinded in his left eye due to being punched in the face. In 1919, President Woodrow Wilson had a stroke in office. In 1975, President Gerald Ford fell in Austria walking down the stairs outside of Air Force One and actually fell many, many times. And you did not see this widespread speculation about his fitness to be president. In 1992, President George H.W. Bush actually vomited and fainted during a banquet hosted by then Japanese Prime Minister Kiichi Miyazawa. And for many, many years, Ronald Reagan showed all kinds of signs of Alzheimer's, although they were pretty actively suppressed in many ways. And for many years, of course, Franklin Delano Roosevelt had polio and was in a wheelchair. And you had some people questioning his ability to be president, but really not impacting him in any significant way. Now, you could look at the list and say, well, David, individually, none of those incidents are the same as what is being speculated about Hillary Clinton. And the key word there is speculated. How are we comparing what is known, which is that Hillary Clinton has fainted a few times in her life and has pneumonia, to what is speculated, which is, as someone wrote to me yesterday, Hillary Clinton has 6 months to live. But media speculation, even from people that are normally pretty good, has been rampant. And some examples are that on Monday, NPR commentator Cokie Roberts said that Democrats were nervously beginning to whisper about having Hillary Clinton step aside, didn't cite a single source for that, and hasn't since. The same day, Charlie Rose from PBS asked former president and husband of Hillary Clinton, Bill Clinton, whether his wife's pneumonia was caused by a concussion 4 years ago. So what's the verdict? I am comfortable saying, Rachel, that there is probably some gender element to this. There is already a plethora of stereotyping around women presidents not able to make the strong, tough decisions with the military, for example. I think that that is a slight undertone, but I also believe that objectively speaking, and maybe it's because of the modern video age, we actually have video of some of these coughing and collapsing incidents. Objectively speaking, this story is also a story that goes beyond gender. That's where I'm on this. I don't think gender is irrelevant, Rachel, but I don't think it is the only lens through which we should be analyzing this.
Gender is definitely an element because if you're looking at her whole kind of campaign history, there's definitely been time and time again people saying, okay, she is perceived as weak. And I think the health narrative is kind of only negatively contributing to that. However, if you look at how McCain was covered when he was running for president, there was report after report after report talking about his cholesterol and his skin cancer. And there was one NBC report that said he might die before he's elected. And granted, he was going to, if he was elected, he would have been the oldest president elected. But I think the issue there is kind of, okay, he's a male, she's a female. They both are covered, I guess, somewhat extensively for their health. But McCain actually did release his health records in full.
Which Hillary Clinton claims she will do very, very soon. And we will see when we get that. So like Rachel is saying, Mitt Romney, a guy who, objectively speaking, did not have any issues of specific concern in his health background. Health, not really an issue, even though Mitt Romney is the same age as Hillary Clinton. John McCain, who is even older than Hillary Clinton, objectively had some health concerns, and thus it was more of an issue. So to the extent that big picture, Hillary has been branded by some as weak or not tough or whatever, I think in an overall narrative, gender may be playing a role. Specifically, though, I believe that even if you had a 69-year-old male Democratic candidate with the exact same observable coughing fits, the fainting, etc., I believe it would still be covered, but it might be slightly different. That is where I am on this particular issue.